Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another couch video. Being select comes down to this. Being select comes down to this. You know what, man? It's kind of funny on here. Now, I'm the one who first started talking about select and non-select on these pages, right? And the specific terms came from Master Yao and Yamache Morris, who I've spoken about on many occasions, and I'm gonna provide a link to his site. Now, the terms came from him, but for years, even before I met him, I had always recognized that there was a select and non-select. I would just call it nice guys and players. You know, some guys who are players, they get into women, the nice guys had to struggle for it. It's a simple concept. It's along the lines of 80-20, alpha, beta, and all of that. But when we talking about it, see, a lot of people put in a lot of extra stuff, but when you come down to it, it comes down to one thing. Who the women having sex with? That's it. Who they find sexually appealing. Who they backing that thing up for. Who they giving up the jaws for. Who they showing up at midnight for. In fact, when anybody who's read Nice Guys and Players, I show that I start with that. I talk about Larry, Krista, and Patrick. Larry is a great guy, you know, do all the good stuff. He'll deal with the woman and, you know, he'll deal with Krista and take her out. Just give her a little kiss little peck. Then, and I had to update it because when I first wrote this back in 2000, really in the 90s, start writing in 1998, I said about, beeping somebody. I, updated it for those, and there's a link to the updated copy. It's text now, so text now. But shoot, 20 years from now, I might have to put VR them now or something. But yeah, she texted somebody else. Dude came over and tore her ass up. Patrick. A little roughneck type of dude, you know. And in general, women, they either gonna see a guy generally as a nice guy or a player. Now, Master Yao had talked about it as well. He had a spin, and plus he helped me with something. So I even acknowledged him in the book. I said, okay, I'll use those specific terms because it was really on the same page. All right. So between the two of us, we the only ones who was talking about it for more than a decade and stuff. And then I introduced it here. So we have an understanding of it, especially, and even some parts of that, like the Mr. Goodbar part, actually went deeper than he did. He even told me some of the stuff I brought out about Mr. Goodbar, he used in subsequent books of his. So we exchanging information back and forth. But here's the thing. I know about it. But see, I constantly get some dudes on here trying to tell me some stuff. Like, I give you one thing. Like, there's a lot of people who say they automatically non-select. And I'm like, what? You know, automatically, because I ain't 6 feet. Nowhere in Master Yao's book, Amamara, nowhere in my book, Nice Guys and Players, or Sexual Chemistry, I say anything about height. You know? There was one scenario where the most I said about one scenario where I said the guy was just tall. The thing I emphasize more is as far as the physical, is the physique. That's the thing I emphasize more and stuff. You know, that height thing, somebody see that's some stuff other people done put in, but look, here's the thing. When I worked on Nice Guys and Players, and let me be clear, because, you know, some people think, oh, well, this is just some new shit. Fuck that. All right. Let this focus good. Yeah. Let me see. Focus is good. Can you see it? Look at the date. It's not coming in as good. That's the kind of thing. Kind of focus it. But check out the date. Check out the date it was published, okay? All right, let me see if I can get it in there good. Check out the date, 2000. Check out the Library of Congress number, the ISBN. Check them on, can you see that good? Yeah, it's kind of fuzzy here. All right, it's just a background filter and everything, right? But 2000. Sexual chemistry. Let me see if we can get that good. Let me see. Sexual chemistry. Let me see if I can get that good. Gotta hold it at a certain angle and everything. Yeah. This ain't coming out as good as I thought. It's the filter in the background, but whatever. Whatever, because it's looking for my face. But here's the thing. 2000, 2002. And even before I wrote the books, I've been looking at the nice guys and players concept since the 80s. Been taking notes, started taking notes in 83 because I was on a college campus and I peeped. I was like, well, hold up. Some of these guys getting all these freshman girls. Some of these other guys are complaining. So I've been doing this a long time, right? I've been doing this a long time, paying attention which men were the women going crazy over and which men were struggling. Select, non-select, some other people say alpha, beta, whatever the case, 80, 20, whatever you want to use. But if we want to talk about select, it comes down to the sex part. See, a lot of people talk about all the social parts, but in my books, you know, we're specifically talking about the sex part, who they want to have sex with. That's all it comes down to. Forget all that social stuff, because you got plenty of guys out there, they can be physically attractive. They can actually be physically attractive. They can actually have money, status, all that shit. It don't mean the woman is getting wet, because that's what it come down to. That's what it come down to. The whole paradigm is a sexual hierarchy. Because one thing with women, they always, I'm gonna tell you something now. Like I got, well, I ain't gonna shout out a name, but somebody had let me know, shared an interview with me. A woman was talking about how women get more open sexually. They are looking. I've been telling y'all that for a long time. They going for the man who turn them on. They don't need that money and stats. They got their own stuff. I told you. I said it before. I know about 4 women. They ain't even 30 yet. They in their own house. They got their nice car. They need that man to bring the dick. They need that man to make them feel a certain way. And it is not, and you know, I talk about the body game, because that's the main thing. That's the main thing physically that turns a woman on. All these guys saying all this other stuff, because guys be like, well, it's the face. You know, face don't turn a woman on sexually. You know, she'll look at a face and say, yeah, it's handsome. But what about it? That's not a print on his face. The most on his face that might turn her on is his tongue. And she thinking about, oh, he can lick me out. But other than that, as long as the shit ain't hideous, many women are good to go with that. And socially, they want to walk around with a guy that looks, you know, good. But if you're talking about in the bedroom, it's something different. It's something different. They want to know about the rest of the physique. And even that's just one part. So I haven't used the terms physique, charisma, and masculinity lately. But the physique is just one part. There's guys out there got killer physiques, but they don't know how to turn a woman on sexually. And that's all it is. They don't know how to turn a woman on. And I'm going to tell you what, if in a conversation somebody bring up select and non-select, like another content creator, if they don't bring up the sex part, it's illegitimate. And here's the thing too, a man can't look at another man and tell, you know? Because even with nice guys and players, that's based on players I've known and nice guys I've known. Field master, qualitative research. Anybody want to get technical? You know, I first started learning about that at St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia. I had to take some sociology courses, so I did well in them. And some other stuff too. And a lot of what I was doing was research, having to talk to people, even in classes that weren't in sociology, because I was actually a history major. But there was a couple times I had to interview people. Had a religion class, had to interview people for something. Boom. So one of the things I did, I would talk to the players, you know, hang out with them, see which women were looking at them a certain way. Oh, Rom got a ton of secrets. Shoot, there's still some people who say, hey, Rom, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. For all the stories I give, there's a lot of stuff I don't say. And the one common denominator physically with them, in good shape. I'll say that. But it was also the mental thing. All of them had a certain charisma. See, here's the thing. This is why some dudes, they can have all the physical stuff and still have trouble. Charisma. You still got to connect to the woman. And sexual charisma. Some about the dude says, oh yeah, he'll get down in the bedroom. There's something in his manner, how he looking at the woman, how he behaving and everything. Hell, I've had women I ain't even had sex with. They look at me and say, I know you be good in bed. I ain't even had sex with them. They told me straight up. Most I might do is give them a hug. Actually, if you know what you're doing, you can get a woman hot on a hug. Boom. Boom. And if you gotta ask, I'm not answering. Because that's why I got all my other links to stuff on my Rom TV and my Vimeo channel. You need to check it out, or my Patreon. But it comes down to, can the motherfucker fuck? That's the only difference. You see, a man can't look at another man and say it. See, the whole select, non-select thing is coming from who women choosing. Like it or not, you can think you that all you can think what you are all you want. But if a woman don't want none, what good is it? Even players, women make the players. A dude can try to be a player all he want, but if the woman ain't cooperating, she ain't spreading her legs, what good is it? And everything. And you know, and like I said, I've been doing this too long. And let me address something too. Because you get some people try to put down the select men or try to make them look bad. You got everything, the type of men who are players getting multiple women, wanting to have sex with them, range. Hey, yeah, you do got some Pookies and Ray Rays in there, some thugs, Bubbas, you know, Enrique's, Changs, whatever in there. You got some bad boys in there, you know, but you also got some professionals. You got some MBAs. You got some attorneys and stuff. When I was at American University, some of the biggest players on campus were in law school. They were in law school. And because I knew how they rolled, these were rich kids. Some, I could call the names of them. You know, if I call a couple names, I'd be like, oh, him? Shoot. One dude who was good with women, shoot, let's just say his name is in the history books. He's descended from someone in the history books and stuff. And I was watching how they was, and these were people, men with degrees, you know. Some of them were in fraternities. And not just the white ones, but like in the black ones, shoot, they were like alphas, Qs, Kappa, and stuff. And I'm quite sure somebody wouldn't like, you know, call him a fuckboy or something. Imagine that, calling a Kappa or a fuckboy. Yeah. Anyway, that wouldn't happen. So it's a range because it goes across. But the one thing they got in common, they got the women. And let me jump back to that height thing. Only a few of them were only over 6 feet. That height thing is very overrated. It's look, women just want you taller than them. So if they 5'4", you 5'10", they good. If they 5 foot, you 5'6", they good. And even then, I've known some players, met some players, they were actually short stature tearing up some taller women. And the women were handed it to them. I've had women tell me about guys like that. Rom's out here. And you know what, man? I'm going to tell you what. I mentioned Master Yao earlier. He teaches Tantra. I'm going to put a link for him in the description, but he teaches Tantra. In my books, Sexual Chemistry, I tell you how to build that sexual energy up from the start. You know? Yeah, I don't like that filter forward trying to hold up something. Good for getting me though. Yeah, whatever the case. But the thing is, one of the things too, any man can build up his sexual charisma, his sexual side, because it's a part of you. That's what created you. It's already in you. But see, what happens is a lot of men are sexually repressed. If you deal with that repression, you're going to change. Seriously, if you deal with whatever's locking your sexual energy down, because if you let it flow, boom. And Contrary pop, no, you know what? I ain't gonna go there. I'll start a shitstorm. I can back up my argument. I ain't even gonna say what I was gonna say. But if you learn how to unleash that sexual energy, don't bottle it up. Or women will pick up on it because it'll start changing you. It'll start changing you physically, how you walk, talk, and everything. Like, I would say the overwhelming majority of men can easily become select if they non-select. In fact, you have a lot of men who just at that edge anyway. They might have to just, the biggest thing is, and it's not even a physical thing, biggest thing is their attitude. Because like I said, some men, they'll think it could be a religious reason, it could have been a negative sexual experience. Unfortunately, it could have been some molestation, something locked them down. But if they unleash it, boom. And I know because, see, here's the thing. Because you got a lot of guys try to separate select and non-select, but in over 20 years, going on a 22nd year now, I've had scores of men who at least told me, because probably way more, but at least told me they made a difference. Even now, I get feedback from guys, and body game is just the beginning. You still need to develop that charisma. The charisma connects you to the woman. Connection is very important. I talked about that in a video the other day. Chemistry. That charisma creates chemistry, and then you need to be masculine. You got to be assertive and stuff. The penis goes into the vagina. You got to kind of have all of that. The more you have those things, boom. And the intangibles, very important for sex appeal. It's just like you see that woman, she might look ordinary to you, but she got that thing where she's saying, hey, come on, daddy. Many men will get caught up. Women are the same way, So, and I had to share that because, you know what? I'm going to tell you something now. A lot of guys talking, they don't know. They don't have that appeal. They might be lucky if they get one woman. And even then, I'm going to tell you what. Here's how deep it can be. Because, something was not talked about a lot. And I need to do a separate video, but I'm on a flow now. Women's infidelity. Many women will marry that nice guy. Shoot, in a scenario that begins nice guys and players. Oh, yeah, Krista married Larry and kept Patrick on the side. And a lot of women will do that. And they'll give them just enough sex to keep them satisfied. Sometimes they'll stop that. They might, they still might have a baby by them, but they'll be like, no. Or they'll be like, well, baby, I want to have an open relationship. I want to do these other men. Or something, or come up with some reason to divorce. Something. You got a ton of women out there, they are dissatisfied with their sexual life. So what they do, they find that dude who can do something. They'll let you pay the bills and everything, give you just enough to keep you happy, give you that, obligatory sex. But, nah, you want to be that man you want to be number one in that woman's eyes. That's how you want to roll and stuff. And it comes down to sex. It's all a sexual hierarchy. If you're not discussing sex, all the other stuff, what does it mean? All that other stuff is just like, that's why you got men who got money, they got status, and they got to pay for pussy. They got to get a sugar baby. They got to get an escort. Ask yourself that. You want to get to that point. See, you got that sex appeal. You turn in the morning, you select when the women handing you the 90. They coming up to you. They putting themselves in your path. They paying, they giving you money. They buying your shoes. Shoot. Because remember, I'm still talking to dudes. I'm still talking to them. They telling me the stories. In fact, there's a little trick in there. I know if somebody like capping on that. It's a very simple thing. Every single select man he's either shown this or he'll say something that matches what I've seen personally, what I've experienced personally, and I'll say, okay, he's select. It's very simple. So simple, I said it in this video, and I wonder who actually gets what I just said. So, anyway, that's it. But that's what it comes down to. It comes down, does a woman want to have sex with you? That's it. All the players, you can be as player as you want. You can have as much money. You can approach as 1,000 women. Does a woman want to have sex with you? If she don't want to have sex with you, you're not select. Or if you having trouble or you got to pay for it, You got to pay for it, or you got to force it, or she ain't excited, she ain't lusting you, you're non-select. But if you do the work, you can become select. All right? So anyway, that's all I got for today. Yeah, I'm doing this couch video and stuff. I got some stuff to do. Like I said, y'all don't really, I think I do just this. Rob got family. I got responsibilities and stuff, you know? So anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.